Welcome back, everybody, to another day of Pro League here. It is Monday, and we are live at the next arena. I am Valdez. With me tonight is Wolf. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling pretty excited for this Pro League day, Valdez. It's been a little while for me. I was gone in Tokyo last week. I'm back, and Pro League is back. SK Telecom T1 no longer invincible, losing 3-0 to Spenu last week. Pretty crazy.
Crazy upset. Spenu's looking to get into those playoffs.
And so is MVP.
Exactly, man. So much competition right now to decide who is getting into these round of 4 playoffs.
Now, if you take a look at our first match, it's going to be a ZBZ. soO with an incredible record in this matchup, losing, I think, his second ever ZBZ last week in that Spinner match versus DRG.
It was his first of the season. Yeah, actually, and DRG incredibly prepared, did an all-in. soO was just barely holding on, but eventually lost the game. And one thing to note, his opponent, DeParture, was the guy who prepared a 6-6 build against Hero, CJ Hero that is, and took him out when it was very unexpected. So we'll see what he has prepared today.
Yeah, I think safety first, definitely the idea here. There's a shot of innovation. And we saw a shot of Dream earlier. A lot of people favor him going this one, but Blaze definitely could take it. It's a tough match to call because Dream is looking really terrible, to be honest, and pretty predictable in this TVP matchup right now.
Yeah, that's a very, very interesting match. I think I may have been the only person to vote for Blaze.
Yeah, you may have been, actually.
And that's kind of interesting to me. He's been on a big roll. He's been looking better and better. Like one of these top-level Protosses where his Dream is slowly dipping out and taking some big losses where he wasn't supposed to. So yeah, that's kind of my risky pick of the day, but we'll see how it goes.
It's not that risky. I think it's fair. I'm actually surprised that you're the only one. Now let's take a look at our standings. We actually have top 5 in the top 4 because both Speno and MVP are tied for 4th right now. But the big weird thing to note, of course, is the KT Rollster Jin Air positions down there at 6th and 7th. Pretty tough for them. I think they both need to win all the rest, or this week match and next week match in order to make it.
Yep. A bunch of the players on both of those teams not performing, and whenever that happens, it doesn't matter what team you are going to go down to some of these lesser teams who prepare very well. Here are our winners rankings. Hero, once again, up at the top here, tied with Zest. Hero looking to be the most winning player once again.
Yep. Take a look at Innovation's record is insane. 13-4. Always want to point that one out. You can see players down there that you think of as being really good players like Dream at 10-4, Bravo at 10-5. You see Flash is 10-13, but still got a lot of wins. He's played 23 times. Curious has played 18 times at 9-9.
And here are the matchups for today. SK Telecom T1 versus MVP. soO versus DeParture in a ZVZ. Then Classic up against Gumiho. PVT Innovation versus Losira. A TVZ on Terraform. Yeah, this is going to be a mech map for sure.
Oh, for sure, man. Then Dream versus Blaze, that match we were just talking about in Cactus Valley. Should we make it to that 4th match? Now, Innovation did lose to Biel in Star League on Terraform. Super long game. Part of the key issues were that he forgot his additional upgrades for his mech. He only got the attack upgrades, did not get the armor plating. So that was a big issue there. I feel like he's going to be insanely favored against Losira because Losira just simply put is not on Biel's level right now. But that's going to be a fun game to watch, especially if you're one of those players that likes watching that late game mech, or if you're one of those balanced whiners and you want to be like, I want to prove that. Just watch it, all right?
Is that the noise that balanced whiners make?
I just want to prove that. I just want to prove that it's actually impossible for Zerg. Can't you see? Can't anyone see?
That's actually what I imagine when I think of those balance whiners for sure. SKT has a 3-0 winning record versus MVP this season. That is one thing to note. The first 3 players that are coming in today, I just want to rattle off their records here. soO's 14-4. Classic is 13-4. Innovation is 13-4. Those are 3 of the best records we have.
And Dream is 10-4 too, right?
Yeah. They all have 4 losses for some reason. But it really points towards why SKT has been so successful this entire season.
Yeah. And this round as well, nearly undefeated. They only took that 1 loss to Spenu, which is uncharacteristic, but Spenu really brought it. So, I don't even have anything bad to say about their play this season either.
It was almost as if SKT kind of just walked in expecting a win. Spenu not known as one of the top teams, so they were like, we can just play a normal traditional style and we'll be fine. We have great players, but I feel like Spenu really came in prepared, knowing exactly what their opponents were going to do. All the SKT players play so much. It's kind of insane.
Let's take a look at our predictions. I have brought it up a little bit. I actually passed the great and wonderful Moonglade. That's crazy. But Daehyun has a massive...
The great and wonderful Moonglade.
Daehyun with a massive 72% lead. He is on a roll. He was nearing 80% earlier. He did make a few mistakes, that SKT day being part of it, but still, that's an incredible record.
This guy is killing it this round. He actually won round 2. He won round 1. He won round 2. I won round 3. And now he's looking to get that second win here. Wolf, we're going to go down this season, it looks like.
No!
He's got it. No, today's going to be very interesting, actually. His predictions are very different from ours. So we'll see if we can pull ahead here.
So soO is 9-1 versus Zerg. He just took that loss for the first time last week to DRG. He's 14-4 in Pro League. And everyone but Kanata is voting for him, and I understand Kanata's vote for DeParture because DeParture did beat, I think, BL once, as well as Terra beat BL once in the ZVZ. There's kind of all-in builds, and he just lost to an all-in versus DRG. We can expect to see an all-in from DeParture, but for me, I think this guy's going to be better prepared. He's going to play a little bit more safely, a little bit more defensively here, and should be, because of his loss last week, much more prepared for this match specifically.
That's exactly what I'm thinking as well, Wolf. We are two minds connected tonight. Here is DeParture. He's been showing some decent results recently, even winning that Gfinity tournament. You know, going abroad and getting that kind of win is pretty huge.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely not one of our biggest premier tournaments, but he did defeat KT first in a longer series, showing almost only all-ins, like almost exclusively all-ins the entire tournament, and that's his strength. He's like the new Shine, almost, if you will.
Very polished, ready to go, prepared player. We'll see what he can do here against the Titan of soO here in game number 1 on Iron Fortress. Down here in the bottom right, in the red, from SK Telecom T1, the Zerg player, it is soO. That doesn't look like soO at all.
Yeah. You're very critical of the GG girls, I've noticed. Up to the top left in blue, for MVP, it's DeParture. Recent Gfinity winner. Whoa. That looks like DeParture.
Yeah. She's much better, actually, at these drawings.
So, for those watching, most of the GG Girls art that they use is usually actually a cacao or line emoticon. Those are two very popular services in Korea. It looks like we're going to see an early 10 pull here from soO.
Whoa.
But you know, they're just trying to use, you know, some sort of pop culture reference with the things. The signs are, as you often criticize, somewhat generic, but they're cheering for their player.
Yeah. This kind of pool is very interesting. One thing I've been noticing from DeParture is he likes to play greedy. He's kind of using the fact that his opponent is, you know, going to play safe against him because he's quote unquote the weaker player. So he goes for the greediest build possible. We'll see if soO can catch him out.
This is super meta, by the way, what we're seeing here. I think this is the first time I've ever seen this in Korea. He's actually patrolling his Overlord in his main instead of sending it, so that if soO spawns to the top right, he can't see the Overlord coming and then know where he is. So that's pretty cool. I've never seen that in Korea myself before. If I had, I don't remember it. That's pretty rare. So that's going to keep soO guessing. soO is going to, if he angles his Overlord the right way, be able to see the Overlord coming from the top. But if DeParture hides that one as well, then it's going to be much tougher.
Yeah, and look at this. Just as I was saying, DeParture go for the greediest build that you possibly can. Hatch into 2 drone, into gas, into pool, only coming down now at about 240. And already the Lings are out. Of course, the follow-up is going to be the Banelings with the gas. But unfortunately for soO, he has not scouted with the drone. So he's going to have to go to the top right first.
Yep, and, you know, let's see what happens with DeParture's Overlord to the bottom left, because he might actually hide that once he sees no creep. He's going to move it to the right.
Oh, he's actually going cross spawns here.
Oh, this is going to work out for him really well. The pool's still not even done. The Baneling Nest is going to finish up here so he can make 2 Banes. Actually, 3 Banes once he gets there, right on the ramp. And this is going to be very difficult for DeParture to hold. He's going to need to start Spinecrawler right away.
Oh, look at this. soO's actually going to hide it for now. He has identified that DeParture is, in fact, in the top left, has seen that Overlord in the bottom left. So He's just going to pull him up and go for the big attack here, unseen by DeParture until now.
Yep, he has no idea. So he's not made any spine cars. Only 2 lings on the way and 2 drones, which is absolutely not going to work out. This looks like it's going to be an early win here.
Look at DeParture's face. He's laughing.
It looks just like the cheerful from the GG girls.
This is the face of embarrassment. He knows he's been duped.
Well,
and
good drone splits, I'm not going to lie, but it just doesn't look like it's going to matter. Not even going to waste his banelings. Only wants to use them on Zerglings.
He's waiting for them. I mean, DeParture still only has 2 lings out here. The ling, or rather the queen, has popped. One baneling does go down.
A little bit of drone mining going on at the natural, but already 12 drones are dead. So much lost mining, and he's never going to be able to outproduce the lings. Plus, there's banelings here, so this is going to be the end of things here.
Quick first game, it seems. Only 5 drones left now for DeParture.
He's also researching speed, which is definitely never going to finish in this game.
Oh, boy.
He's down now to 4 drones, and this queen is going to fall, and he'll probably type out here.
Getting the nice around. Will he be able to finish him off? The transfuse comes down.
Nice, but I don't think there's, even with the extra larva he has in these 2 hatcheries, he'll be able to survive. soO does have speed about to finish. Actually, no, soO's speed is a little bit later. He could survive here, but
well, he's going to survive.
This is cross spawns. He might actually be able to. Recover here. Cross spawns. Let's see what soO does as the follow-up.
I mean, he does still have his 2 queens alive. That is one very nice thing that he did well in that fight. I think soO almost was just like, oh, I got this game won, and kind of, he was throwing away banelings, keeping them near the queens. DeParture did a very nice job of targeting down the banes as well in those fights.
His drone micro is also really good. Now he's got speed, so he's going to scout soO, and sees this is even a bigger all-in. He just can't afford anything. Like, he can't afford spines. He can't afford more queens. He can't afford lings, and he can't get a baneling nest. So he's just really going to have to try to catch up with his extra injects. I like this harass we're seeing, but it's just so difficult to actually pull off.
Nice micro here from soO. Not going to lose anything. I think it's going to be very hard for DeParture to actually keep this natural. soO is actually backing off here, though. He's still making more and more lings.
Yeah, and this is worrisome because DeParture is droning, and he's actually almost evened up the drone count. If he can hold this attack even once, he'll be able to outproduce because he has 2 hatcheries, and he's going to have the better production because of that. If he could just get 1 spine car or a baneling nest, that would be so good for him right now. There are transfuses on these queens, so can buy a little bit of extra time with that.
Is soO going to try to break the ramp here with the Banes? It looks like it getting to work.
All right, let's see if he can get these transfuses off the way he needs to. A bit too early there, but he does it decently well. Let's see if he gets the second one up before the right queen dies. Okay, does get the transfuse off, trying to pull back. Great micro!
Oh, but it does barely go down, and the banelings are getting in the base.
Insane amount of lings in here now. GG. That micro, though, from DeParture was incredible. I got to give him a lot of credit here. He did kind of get blind counted as a build-order win. The classics still stressed, but easy win here for soO. But I have to say, the micro we saw when the queen is out, he put 2 lings there to block it, so he could do extra damage. That was really cool. His drone micro was insane. He almost survived. It was a much closer game than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, DeParture did a nice job trying to hold on after he took incredible damage early on in the game. But soO just going as all-in as you can be. He did not make a single drone after 10 and stayed on 9 for the rest of it. So looking to punish DeParture here, even doing a bit of a ceremony. You can tell that soO was kind of not so happy with the loss last week, so he's like, I'm back, guys. Don't you dare underestimate me, Kanata.
Super fun game there, though. I love seeing all-ins on big maps like this because it's kind of meta. You're trying to trick your opponent.
It's the life effect.
Yeah, well said. And it works out because someone like DeParture is going to be super greedy because he's trying to get any edge he can, just like you said when we were casting that game, He's going to try to get any edge he can over his opponent who's clearly favored over him. And you would expect even soO to play more defensively because he died to an all-in. And he wants to also make sure that he's not going to he's not going to die to something like that again because he is the better player. And so that sort of mind game, soO took it a step further and did the all-in.
It's kind of like reverse psychology that soO was using. Like DeParture expected him to play safe, so he was going super greed, and then soO just